I said, hey, I'm looking for Casey Connor. Here's my resume. I'm looking for a part-time job, and I can start today. Well, I heard you needed some help in Frozen, with Eric leaving soon. My boss shook my hand and I began that Monday after school. That Monday after school. So thank you, Connie. I owe ya, eating cold pizza in the break room, feeling kinda small. A skinny kid with a crooked tie, my name tag said it all. It said, Adam Frozen, 1 year of service. But I felt like the man, and I made it rain when payday came, 'cause that was all I had. So thank you, stocking shelves was how I learned to do my level best and take pride in my work. 'Cause you never know when it's your turn to climb the ladder of success. Show the world what you do best. Yeah, you were made for this. Hey, I'm looking for Casey Connor. It seems like yesterday. I paid my dues in frozen foods, and I just wanna say, God bless the helpful smile in every aisle. I couldn't ask for more, and I'm glad I got my first real job, working in this grocery store. In this grocery store. In this grocery store. So thank you, chase your passion and not your paycheck. Be proud of what you have, and put in the work until your signature becomes an autograph. Adam Jack, please. On the way. and store-bought flowers set me free.
Help is on the way.
And freedom meant the world to me.
The help is on the way.
Once upon a summer, a traveling circus came to town from the land down under. And I was filled with wonder when I saw the girl on the flying trapeze tear through the air with the greatest of ease. I got cotton candy, and then in the days I met her gaze, and she winked right at me, and my heart pounded madly when I saw the girl on the flying trapeze capture the crowd with the greatest of ease. She was a light in a dark lullaby. That girl was raised by a butterfly. I swear when I caught her eye, I could almost fly. And under the circus lights, I must have fallen in love that night. Lighter than a feather, but careful as with a heavy heart, she seemed to fall forever. And then I wondered whether I noticed the girl on the flying trapeze blink back a tear with the greatest of ease. And she took my breath away, oh so grand and graceful. Confetti rained as she climbed through the air like a homesick angel. She makes heartache painful, I thought as the girl on the flying trapeze melted my heart with the greatest of ease. What a display of rosé poetry, what a majestic menagerie. I swear when I caught her eye, I could almost fly. And under the circus lights, I must have fallen in love that night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most spectacular show on earth! Sweetness, she smiled and waved and took a bow for a crowd stunned speechless. And I was charmed to pieces when the girl on the flying trapeze magically dissolved like a song on the breeze and simply broke my heart with the greatest of ease. We shook the floor with a roar of applause. She seemed to drown in the oohs and ahs. I hung around till the clowns tore the big top down, and soon it was almost dawn. I looked and looked, but the girl was gone. Deep down I felt kinda blue for a day or two, then clear as a bell I knew I would run away with the circus too. Videotapes and ice skates are beautiful things, like a birthday card for Johnny and a pair of angel wings. You were trying to light a fire, and all you wanted was a match, but you knew I didn't have one, so it was odd that you should ask. No, it wasn't just the plane crash that shook you to the core, but the very thought of losing her that made it all worth dying for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We both washed up on that island, all alone without a friend, thinking you and I were gonna die there, and that would be the end. But as the weeks turned into months, I saw you overcome your fears, and as we became companions, all those months turned into years. When we would talk and talk for hours, you would make sure I felt heard, 'cause you knew what I was saying, though I never said a word. Ooh, I'm ready for anything. Ooh, who knows what the tide could bring. Ooh, yeah, I'm ready for anything. Ooh, who knows what the tide could bring. After 1,500 days, you and me escaped to sea, and I knew that you still loved the girl from Memphis, Tennessee. Out there on that lonely ocean, we met a passing humpback whale, 'cause all the way from Bakersfield, the tide gave us a sail. And just like that it happened, the waves took me away. And I'm sorry, I'm so sorry that you lost a friend that day. Ooh, I'm ready for anything. Ooh, who knows what the tide could bring. Ooh, yeah, I'm ready for anything. Ooh, who knows what the tide could bring. Well, you and me went on a journey full of tragedy and pain, but I'm grateful I was with you through the sunshine and the rain. And when I wonder where you are now, I'll probably never know. But my friend, I hope you made it, and somehow you finally made it home. I have an ocean worth of questions, but if I do know one thing, it's that the sun will rise tomorrow, and who knows what the tide could bring. Are you there? Pick up. I know I said I'd be back, and like that, nobody knew where I was at. All my logic said I would never see you again. After 4 years of missing you so bad, but here I am, and now I have to learn to let you go, even though I love you more than you'll ever know. I'm getting used to half a heart and the way things are, but Kelly, I never should have gotten out of the car. I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm ready for anything. Videotapes and ice skates are beautiful things, like a pocket watch on Kelly time and a pair of angel wings. When the birthday card to Johnny, it made me realize that the most beautiful thing in the world is, of course, the gift of life. The most beautiful thing in the world is to be so wonderfully alive. We were heading on home, Diesel and me, down an old gravel road way out in the country. Tuckered out after work in the fields all day. When all of a sudden, off like a shot, that dog took off running, barking his head off. Wherever he went like there was hell to pay. So lickety-split, I crashed through the fields, chasing after that hound, and I was hot on his heels when we both went over the edge of a deep ravine. As I crawled up the bank cold and soaked to the bone, a glint caught my eye from the mud where it shone. Something was buried there alongside the stream. Now the middle of a field is a pretty odd place to find some kind of trunk or a chest or a crate. But buried under the earth, I saw a corner exposed. No, there wasn't a map or a note or a key. It was clearly forgotten, just waiting for me, like I was supposed to find it there, right under my nose. It had laid there for years, deep in the dirt. So I dug it out and wiped my hands on my shirt. I pried up the lid and excitedly peered inside. And what I saw was a sight to behold, 'cause that tattered old trunk was crammed full of gold. My eyes bugged out, it was enough to make a grown man cry. Big golden bricks with a shimmery sheen, they were a staggering sight to a poor boy like me. And right then and there I knew what I had to do. So with a smile I sold what little I had. I gave my pots and my pans to my mom and my dad, and then I bought that field, 'cause it was my dream come true. Then full of joy, I said goodbye to my shack. It wasn't much of a home, so I never looked back. And I never questioned the choice I happily made. I said, I need that field, whatever it takes. You might call it foolish, but I'd call it faith. Trusting in God so gladly, you can't hardly wait. And that's how I learned how a rich fella counts his treasure in heaven, not under the ground. 'Cause betting the farm is well worth the risk, to carefully keep such a beautiful gift that's yours forever. It's a pretty good deal. There's a couple of things more precious than gold. One is your heart and the other's your soul. And you got something unique that nobody can steal. It's a fable, you see, and the moral is this: your heart's with your treasure wherever it is. And trust me when you dig, a treasure will be revealed. And you never know what could be buried in the middle of a field. sons of thunder. We are uncrushable diamonds of light. We are the daughters of wonder. And when we leave the earth with a shower of sparks, we'll meet in the sky and we'll walk among the stars. When we walk among the stars, the pleasure will be ours. And with young unbroken hearts, we'll walk among the stars. 'Cause we belong above the heavens and beyond. Oh, we are the odd music makers. We are the dreamers of unusual dreams. We all face the forces of nature, but bravely we'll take great leaps of faith. And then just like that, we'll walk upon the waves. 'Cause we belong out on the ocean and beyond. We'll fly, we'll fly, we'll fly. You and I will fly. We are the heirs of adventure, and we are explorers of wondrous new worlds. We are the gifted inventors, and even though we are strange and exquisitely scarred, we won't need to pretend to be anything we aren't. When we walk among the stars, the pleasure will be ours. And with young unbroken hearts, we'll walk among the stars. Filled with the fierceness of tigers, we're all too familiar with the fires of life. But we are resilient survivors, and one day we'll be free of nefarious schemes, of cruel twists of fate, and evil kings and queens. 'Cause we belong between the sunrise and beyond. We'll fly in the twinkling of an eye. We'll fly. We'll fly in the twinkling of an eye. You and I will fly. Sons of thunder, feel the wonder. You were made to run and not be faint. So take heart, wild one, for there is a God who loves you to death, no matter what you've done. So don't lose hope, 'cause He will lead you home. Yeah, we serve a God who loves us to death, no matter what we've done. So don't lose hope, 'cause He will lead us home. We'll fly, we'll fly in the twinkling of an eye. You and I will fly. When we walk among the stars, the pleasure will be ours. And with young unbroken hearts, we'll walk among the stars. It was just starting to drizzle as I walked out the door. but I've delivered papers in the rain like that before. 3:30 in the morning, I was happy as a lark as I grabbed my bike and rode into the dark. I pedaled through the neighborhood, the weather on my mind. The wind was picking up and howling louder all the time. The sky turned like a cauldron and the distant thunder roared, and I knew that I was in for quite a storm. A little rain never hurt no one, so I kept pressing on. And I tried to tell myself it's always darkest before the dawn. Lightning struck an oak tree as I leapt off my bike. The siren started wailing, but there was no good place to hide. I knew without a doubt there was a twister touching down, so I crawled into a culvert to wait it out. The little bit of courage I had left was almost gone, but I tried to tell myself it's always darkest before the dawn. And then the nightmare started, it got deafeningly loud. Every fiber in me screamed out, but I couldn't make a sound. The whirling of a vortex, a violent carousel. It sounded like a freight train was dragging me to hell. That was when I saw my family with my eyes shut real tight. Would they know how much I loved them if this was how I died? No, I vowed I'd not be murdered by a monster in the sky that night. But if I went home to heaven, at least that's where I'd belong. Yeah, I tried to tell myself it's always darkest before the dawn, so I kept hanging on. I kept hanging on. Slowly melted as I was hunkered down, till at last the worst was over, the storm was dying out. I crept out of that culvert and I went weak in the knees, cause what I saw was a somber sight to see. There was nothing but destruction and wreckage in that town. Cars were upside down and houses leveled to the ground. Twisted trampoline was hanging from the power lines. I blinked a tear back cause I felt lucky to be alive. And that was how I learned to live, when you can run but you can't hide. How to feel trapped in a tunnel but come out the other side. Cause with all the stormy weather in the world, you learn to take life one storm at a time. You don't have to be afraid. And now when there's bad weather on the way, I stay calm and I keep hanging on, because it's always darkest before the dawn. And I keep hanging on. I keep hanging on. I think highly of Hawaii. I got a cheap flight and a plan, so heads up fancy. Don't get antsy while I'm working on my tan. 'Cause it's crystal clear to me, a weekend in Waikiki is what I need. Yeah, I could use a sip of island serenity. 'Cause when I need a vacation, I need some vitamin C. Aloha, let the good tides roll. Aloha and mahalo. When I walk on the beach, I never wanna leave. 'Cause when I get kinda salty, I need some vitamin C. I gotta go now, 'cause I'm a little worn down and I'm a little burned out, as I need a vacation. Aloha, let the good tides roll. 'Cause when I get kinda salty, I need some vitamin C. Sitting calmly by a palm tree with a lemonade in my hand. I ain't concerned if I sunburn, I'll catch all the rays I can. 'Cause when my gusto gets low, then that's when I know I have a tropical deficiency. And a little sand between my toes is the remedy. 'Cause when I need a vacation, I need some vitamin C. Aloha, let the good tides roll. Aloha and mahalo. When I walk on the beach, I never wanna leave. 'Cause when I get kinda salty, I need some vitamin C. I gotta go now, 'cause I'm a little worn down and I'm a little burned out, as I need a vacation. Aloha, let the good tides roll. 'Cause when I get kinda salty, I need some vitamin C. So BRB. I've gone coastal, 'cause when I feel a bit blue, I head for Honolulu, and I am happy as a clam. And so I'll put up my feet and tell all my troubles to the ocean breeze. 'Cause sitting on a beach is cheaper than therapy. And when I need a vacation, I think you'll know where I'll be. Aloha, let the good tides roll. Yeah, the voice of the ocean, it speaks to my soul. And where are my worries when? Well, I guess I don't know. So let the good tides roll. I need a vacation, 'cause I'm kinda low. Yeah, I gotta go now, 'cause I'm a little worn down and I'm a little burned out, as I need a vacation. Aloha, let the good tides roll. Aloha, let's go. 'Cause when I get kinda salty, I need some vitamin C. Yeah, I need some vitamin C. I'm on vacation, and I think I'm gonna stay forever. Yeah, I'm on vacation, and I think I'm gonna stay forever. Welcome to South Dakota, here in early July. Tucked away in the Black Hills on an especially starry night. A concrete green brontosaurus has a subtle glint in her eye, 'cause under the moon dark, I wonder what happens there when no one's around. Does some kind of magic fill the air? I won't ever prove statues can move, but I'd like to think they do. So I make believe with all of my heart. There's magic afoot, unseen in the dark, in Dinosaur Park. I love Rapid City and that hilltop of beasts. When I gaze up at that T-Rex, it's like he's staring back at me. Yeah, those old dinosaur sculptures fill my heart with awe and intrigue. 'Cause under the Dinosaur Park. 'Cause when the moon's sitting pretty above Rapid City, there's much more than meets the eye. And I can only imagine what strange things could happen when nobody's on Skyline Drive. And when I leave Minnesota to see South Dakota, I got a lot of things on my mind. 'Cause I can only imagine what strange things could happen up on top of that hill at night. What do dinosaurs talk about when they're alone? Before the sun comes up and they turn back to stone, do they look down on the city lights even though they don't bat an eye? And then at night when the moon is bright, do they come alive? I have a sneaking suspicion inside. 'Cause in Dinosaur Park, long after dark, I wonder what happens there when no one's around. Does some kind of magic fill the air? I won't ever prove statues can move, but I'd like to think they do. I don't know how, and I don't know why, I get the feeling deep down inside. There's magic afoot in the middle of the night. 'Cause when the moon's sitting pretty above Rapid City, there's much more than meets the eye. And I can only imagine what strange things could happen when nobody's on Skyline Drive. When I leave Minnesota to see South Dakota, I got a lot of things on my mind. 'Cause I can only imagine what strange things could happen up on top of that hill at night. dinosaur park. In dinosaur park. I spent the summer in Santa Cruz, and I met a blonde on the beach with lots of quirky tattoos. She had that old movie quote, "We're gonna need a bigger boat." Two tiny waves on her toes and turtle tracks on her collarbones. I asked her what they meant, and this is what she said: "You gotta go with the flow, 'cause the tides always turn, and sink or swim, diving in is the best way to learn. Kick up the sand, 'cause your tan proves you live through the burn. And when you wipe out, it's gonna hurt. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf." And by the way, it's okay, it could always be worse. Yeah, when you wipe out, it's gonna hurt. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. I met a blonde on the beach with lots of quirky tattoos. She had a shark on her arm, a pirate shredding the gnar, an octopus wearing shades, and seagull wings on her shoulder blades. I asked her what they meant, and this is what she said: "You gotta go with the flow, 'cause the tides always turn, and sink or swim, diving in is the best way to learn. Kick up the sand, 'cause your tan proves you live through the burn. And when you wipe out, it's gonna hurt. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf." And by the way, it's okay, it could always be worse. Yeah, when you wipe out, it's gonna hurt. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. Then she said, "When you're sad and you feel alone, write 'em down, all your worries and woes. Then fold 'em up, cork it shut, and let that bottle go, and set your troubles afloat." Kick up the sand, 'cause your tan proves you live through the burn. And when you wipe out, it's gonna hurt. You can't stop the waves. Yeah, when you wipe out, it's gonna hurt. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. Yeah. And by the way, it's okay, it could always be worse. Yeah, when you wipe out, it's gonna hurt. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. Upon a winding forest road, I met a soldier far from home. I saw he was my enemy, so I aimed at him and he at me. Prepared was I, but loath to shoot, and he uncertain what to do. A cold sweat formed upon my brow, but we both kept rank and stood our ground. And then a curious thing occurred. On wings arrived a tiny bird, and troubled not by war or peace, sang for us a melody. Oh, I dared not move or look away, lest my life my foe would take. Yet in his eyes I saw his fright, just a boy like me, afraid to die. The meadowlark sang on and on, then more arrived and joined the song. And as I held my rival's stare, a tremendous chorus filled the air. Then in my heart, as clear as day, I heard a gentle whisper say, "My son, if my disciple be, show grace and love your enemy." Song all around, lowered I my rifle down, and as my foe took aim at me, I showed him yield on bended knee. He faltered then and shook with fear, and from his eye he wiped a tear. His gaze was as a brother's bond, and then he turned and he was gone. My Savior showed to me, with grace to love my enemy. For grace my Savior showed to me. I remember when I saw you at the movies, and to me you were a stranger in the room. But to my surprise I met your eyes, and that was when I knew there's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you. Yeah, without a doubt I took you out for coffee. We sat for hours at a table made for two, and this is what I meant, sweet one, I spent the whole day talking to. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you. I love the lightness in your laughter and the sparkle in your eyes. It doesn't matter if it rains or shines, 'cause I'll be by your side. You're the fire I admire, and you'll always be my muse. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you. It was all a blur, then there we were at the altar. You were mine and all my dreams were coming true. You know I meant it when I took your hand in mine and said I do. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you. But how the time does fly and years go by, it's crazy. We both got sick and hurt and sad a time or two. But how I love you more and more, and after all that we've been through, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you. I love the flowers in your footprints and the sparkle in your eyes. It doesn't matter if it rains or shines, 'cause I'll be by your side. For the record, you're my treasure, and you'll always be my muse. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you. I'm not one to worry much about the future, but because you're mine, I got everything to lose. So I'll say it now before we're at the door that someday we'll walk through. And if I'm the only one left in the room, there's nowhere else I'll rather be than home with you. I love the springtime in your spirit and the sparkle in your eyes. It doesn't matter if it rains or shines, 'cause I'll be by your side. I can say it, you're my favorite, and you'll always be my muse. And I hope that in your heart you know it's true. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you.